From where to go and what to take with you, to who you should or shouldn't trust. Stay tuned to number 1 to find out the 10 things you need to remember in the event of a zombie apocalypse. Number 10. Get a bearing on your surroundings. Obviously, there are a lot of ways that you can figure out that you're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, and movies, TV shows, and comics have made that abundantly clear. But for sake of argument, let's do the Rick Grimes one, where you suddenly wake up and you're in the middle of a zombie outbreak. Except, instead of a hospital, let's put you in the middle of your home, okay? So you're in your home, and you look out your window and you see zombies everywhere. What do? Simple. You take a breath to process this rather unbelievable circumstance, and you get a handle on everything that's going on in your immediate area. How packed are the zombies outside of your house? If you have a family, are they okay? How about you? Outside of your very understandable fear, are you able to get around and do what is necessary? This may seem like the most basic of questions, but to survive a zombie apocalypse, you kinda have to make it past the first few minutes of you being in it. Understand? Plus, if you're in a building, understanding what the perimeter outside is like will determine your next course of action. Speaking of which, number 9, pack light and run. Okay, so let's say you and your family, just for story's sake, are all okay and your house has zombies around it, but not in mass number. What are you going to do now? The instinct might be to pack up everything you can into your car and hit the road, but that's only half right. You need to get into your car, which hopefully has a lot of gas, and get out of there. But in terms of what to pack, you can't pack for the long haul just yet. Why not, you might ask? If we're safe in the house, shouldn't we take the time to get everything we can and go? Yes and no. If you truly have the time, then yeah, you can pack as much as you want to survive in the long haul. But given that this is a zombie apocalypse, you can't honestly risk that. If the zombies know you're home, which in this case they likely do, you need to get out of there as quickly as you can, assuming that you don't live in one of those zombie-proof houses. So get the essentials, some climate-appropriate clothes, some food, zombie-appropriate weapons, and whatever other items you think you'll need to get out of there and be able to survive for a couple of days of travel. Because where you're going to need some spare items. Number 8. Get to a safe place out in the country. Before we talk about location, take a moment to like this video and join the Zero to Hero community by subscribing below. If zombie movies and TV shows have taught us anything, it's that one of the worst places to be in a zombie apocalypse is the city. On the surface, this may seem like an oxymoron. The city is where you can get food, clothes, and other items for your survival, and on and on. But the city is also where there is a large population of people. And what kind of zombie apocalypse doesn't start in a city and spread out to other cities? Exactly. So, for sake of story, let's say the house you and your family are in is on the outskirts of a major city. The impulse to go there in order to get a better handle on things needs to be overridden. Assume the worst. Assume that everything and everyone in the city is toast or infected. Where do you go to then? Simple. The country. As far from the city as you can until you find a place, or if you have a place, to relax. Now, the country may seem basic, but when you think about it from a tactical view, it totally makes sense. There are less people in the country, and thus less zombies. Plus, the often open areas of the country allow you to keep an eye on things, not to mention the ability to live off the natural resources in the area. Number 7. Prepping for the long haul. Alright, you have a new place to live in for the long haul. Let's call it a vacation home or a family house that you go to sometimes to relax. You're in the country. You're safe from the zombies for now. So, what's next? Now you prepare for the long haul. Take stock of all the items you have and all the items you might need to get in a short amount of time. Then start fortifying your new home. I don't just mean locking the doors. I mean barricading the windows, making sure valuable items are hidden from sight when not being used. Having simple yet effective ways of barricading the door should it come to that, and so on and so forth. There's no such thing as overkill when it comes to safety. Not just from zombies, but from other people. But I'll get to that later. Once you feel safe enough, you can start thinking about how to get certain items like food and water based on your location, as well as what to do should the worst happen. Like? Number 6. Make weapons. It wouldn't be a zombie apocalypse if you didn't have to fight off some zombies. Or people, but again, I'll get to that. But one of the all-time greatest questions when it concerns a zombie apocalypse is, what weapons do you use? I mean, there's an obvious answer to that question, but there's a lot of problems with your first instinct. First, you need to have one. Second, you need to have ammo for it. Third, you need to keep getting ammo after each confrontation. Fourth, you need to be good enough with it as not to waste ammunition. And finally, they can jam, break, and other things that can get you eaten. So when considering what weapons to take to a zombie war, go with a bladed weapon. Knives, swords, hatchets, axes, whatever you have on hand. Remember, the only way to take out a zombie is through serious head damage. Bladed weapons are the best way to handle that. True, you do need to be up close and personal to get the job done, but given that you only need to avoid their bite to not get infected, it's better than nothing. And as Mythbusters proved, you can take out a lot more zombies with an axe than a firearm. Number 5. Don't trust strangers right away. The Walking Dead may be a fictional show based on what might happen during a zombie apocalypse, but it absolutely got one thing right. You should never, ever trust strangers right away. After all, humans are very opportunistic creatures, especially when there's something to gain or lose. And during a zombie apocalypse, there's always something to gain and everything to lose. Let's say, for example, that you're at your home in the country and suddenly there's a knock at the door. A person is there and begging for you to let them in. The humane part of you is likely saying that you should, but the smart part of you needs to say that you will under certain circumstances. Inspect them. Hold them at a distance when they come in. See if they can offer something and make sure you have backup. And watch them at all times should you decide to let them stay. This may all sound grim. The last thing you want is to let someone into your home who intends to hurt you, or worse. Which brings up another key point. Number 4. Never go anywhere alone unless necessary. Unless your new home is a fortified bunker or fallout shelter with enough food and water for months or years, you're going to have to travel out into the world at some point. But you need to make sure that no matter what you do, you never go out alone unless absolutely necessary. Surveying your house? Sure, you can do that alone as long as you tell your family or friends what you're going to do so that they can keep their eye on you. But if you go out into the city, never go alone. Think about it. If you're alone and something happens to you, you're hosed. But if you have someone watching your back, you have a better chance of getting out alive. As grim as it sounds, if at least one of you makes it out, you'll be able to tell the others what happened. Number 3. Always be on guard. There's a lot of things you need to be mindful of in a situation of the zombie apocalypse. But one that often slips people's mind is that you need to have constant vigilance. Meaning, you need to be aware of the fact that anything can happen at any time and any place. As The Walking Dead has proved, sometimes the best moments of a zombie apocalypse is when you feel relaxed and you feel you're safe. Only for something to go terribly wrong and mess up everything. Sure, you can't always be on guard, but you should at least be ready for anything, which leads to... Number 2. Scout your area often. Regardless of whatever place you now find yourself holed up in, you need to make sure that it's secure and safe from both zombies and possible human foes. So you should do regular surveys of the area. Make sure that there isn't some zombies lurking around or that there aren't some people straddling up to your doorstep and more. This is part of the constant vigilance I mentioned. If you're looking for something, you won't be as surprised when you find it. And as zombie media has proven, something or someone is going to find you in one form or another. The best thing that you can do is make sure that you're ready for it. Number 1. If someone you loved gets infected. Look, most people would gloss over this fact, but it needs to be said. There's a good chance that someone you care about, whether it be a loved one or a friend, is going to get infected by a zombie bite. It might be days, weeks, months, or even years into the event, or within the first few minutes of it happening. It's impossible to know. but it will likely happen, and if it does, you need to be ready to do what must be done. No one wants to think about taking out a loved one, no matter the circumstances. But here, stopping them before they become a zombie is actually a mercy. In that way, they don't have to experience the horror of being part of the undead. So should this happen, and you confirm that it's going to happen, do the humane thing, put them down. Do you think a zombie apocalypse is possible? Let us know your zombie preparedness plan in the comments below, and take care.